The knockout soft, didn't even fight back. That's what made me mad. You cheated with this lame since 2022. You cheated with numerous others before that. You can't keep your legs closed, Rem. So you want to downplay me as an artist when I wrote one of your biggest hits. 90% of her music, I wrote it since I've been around her. So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them.
Remy Ma and Papoose used to be hip-hop royalty, black love in its purest form. He held her down through a 6-year prison stretch like he was trying to earn sainthood or something.
You said there's some things he needs to handle? What do you mean by that?
Say it again?
You said earlier there's some things Pap needs to handle?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's the elephant in the room. I don't have to say it.
I don't know.
In his personal life.
Oh,
yeah, it's the elephant in the room. Like,
yeah.
but that takes time, and like I said, that's not my place to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll get handled. I just know that from my perspective, I'm with him every day, and when I'm not with him, we're on the phone every day, and we're talking, and we're FaceTiming, and you know, we love each other. So that's just kind of what it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's a situation, and it is what it is.
I'm assuming you mean like you want to wait till the divorce is like official. Did that hold you? Did that keep you from like giving your all?
No. Not because we're together.
When she got out, they turned their story into a mixtape of love, loyalty, and goals. Real ones knew what it was. But now, that fairy tale just crashed and burned, and it's all playing out live on the gram. Papoose didn't just quietly file for divorce. Nope, he came locked and loaded with receipts, court docs, screenshots, and a full-on digital takedown of Remy Ma. And brace yourself, this ain't just about her allegedly stepping out with some dude. He's claiming she cheated with another woman right inside their home while their daughter was just one room over. Like that wasn't already messy enough, Pap dropped another bombshell. He claims he wrote 90% of her bars. Yup, the Bronx-bred battle rap queen herself, ghost-written by her own husband. If that's even halfway true, we're not just talking betrayal, we're talking about a whole career getting dragged through the mud. But Remy, oh, she wasn't about to sit there quiet. She hopped on IG Live and came in hot. 1 hour straight of straight-up dragging. She called Pap broke, controlling, messy, and more focused on his public image than being a real father. She claimed he even pawned her jewelry, and according to her, they haven't shared a bed in 3 years. She's been ready to leave, and he's the one who's been holding on. Now everybody's tuned in, watching what used to be hip-hop's most ride-or-die love story unravel in real time. But this ain't just your average back and forth. It all ties back to a bold, undefeated, and very outspoken young female boxer who shook the whole game when she aired it all out on the world's biggest radio platform. So what really made Remy Ma snap, throw that head wrap on, forget the glam, and hop on live with smoke in her voice? It all started when the Breakfast Club brought on a surprise guest, none other than Claressa Shields, Olympic champ, undefeated boxing beast, and depending on who you ask, Papoose's new flame. Claressa pulled up calm, cool, and fully unbothered. She didn't need to name drop Remy, not once. The internet connected the dots for her. All Claressa had to say was, "We fell asleep on the phone every night for 4 months straight. We talked from sunup to sundown." Boom! That wasn't just tea, that was a whole pot bubbling over with proof. Let's rewind it. According to Claressa, she and Pap started vibing early 2023. And nah, she didn't just see him as Remy's man. She saw him as a solid, respectful dude who courted her proper. Dinner dates in NYC, FaceTimes every night, deep convos about kids in the future. She made it crystal clear she wasn't married. And even though Pap wasn't officially divorced yet, he told her the marriage was done. And she believed it. Why? Because the man was consistent, honest, and acted like someone who'd already moved on. She said, "That's not my mess to clean up." But here's where it really gets spicy.
We just sit and chill, eat and watching Michael B. Jordan. That movie Sin is ill. When the love is genuine, you can tell it's a different feel. Babyface was right on that song. She got that whipping feel.
Whoa!
Stole her heart like a ball player. I be getting steals, and I pay for it in full. We don't split the bill. This ain't that fake vibe that you used to. It's real. I'm so allergic to fake people, I need some Benadryl. If we were slaves, y'all would be house in the field.
Listen. I know what people care about. That man, he cares about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all think. Like, not, unfortunately, not trying to be funny. I appreciate my fans and people that are actually my fans and that love me. You understand? But I don't care what people think. Can't nobody with a revolving door on a coochie tell me I'm for the streets. I've been with the same man. I was with the same man for almost 20 years. Can't nobody tell me I'm for the street and make me feel some type of way?
Claressa didn't sneak into Pap's world with secret posts or a quiet, soft launch. Nah, she came out swinging, letting the whole world know she's been living it up with him since August. And she said it with the type of confidence that doesn't flinch. No shame, no fear, just that grown woman, I said what I said energy. And it's not just coming from her side. Papoose has been moving like a man who's already made his choice, publicly and privately. And that right there is what lit a fire under Remy Ma. The moment Claressa's interview dropped, the streets started buzzing. Folks were saying Remy fumbled a loyal man, calling Claressa an upgrade. Others whispered that maybe Remy was bitter, washed up, or just flat out jealous. And trust, Remy heard all of it loud and clear. Within hours, she jumped on IG Live, no filters, no script, just heat. She went off on Pap, calling him a liar and a manipulator. She even said his new fling was out here playing dress up in her house, the same house she paid for. Remy made it real clear, that whole black love image, that wasn't her brand, that was his hustle, and he was milking it. But let's be real, Claressa didn't have to spill any messy details. Her presence alone cracked the whole illusion. This wasn't just Remy losing her man. This was Remy losing control of the story. And in a world where image is everything, that hit way deeper than just heartbreak. So when Remy went live again, she didn't just drop laundry, she tossed the whole hamper. It started off calm, like someone who'd been holding it in for too long. She said they hadn't shared a bed since May 2022. She stayed quiet out of respect for their daughter, but then she hit the switch. Do your own homework. Boom. Gloves off.
Are you crazy? Can't nobody tell me, oh, you fumbled it. It's so funny watching people like, you had a good husband. He's only had one wife. The only person that can tell y'all if he's a good husband or not. And when he was, I told y'all that. I told y'all. When she was cool, when she was like, when it was what I thought it was, I just kept it a beam.
Remy said Papoose was holding up the divorce on purpose, clout chasing off their marriage just to keep the black love story alive. She claimed she'd already hired a lawyer last year, papers were signed, and the only holdup? Pap didn't have legal representation, because according to her, he couldn't afford one. She said she didn't even want a dime, no child support, no spousal checks, no cars, nothing, just the jewelry that mysteriously vanished, the same jewelry she claims he pawned. And yes, Remy said she went to the police over it. Why? Because the pieces were insured and she had the paperwork to prove it. And when people tried to clown her for getting the cops involved, she clapped back like, what would you do if someone ran off with your Cartier and you had the receipts? But trust, it didn't end there. Remy didn't hold back. She shaded Claressa without even saying her name. Called her a downgrade, hinted that Sis was basically homeless before Papoose swooped in, and blasted Pap for letting her new little friend run wild online with no check, no filter. She said Pap was out here flipping the script, trying to make her look like the bitter villain, when in reality, she'd been done. She even claimed she offered to pay for his lawyer just to push the divorce through and get it done. She said, I don't need nothing from him. But the part that hit hardest? Remy spoke on all she did for Pap's other kids, even when he wasn't sure if they were biologically his. She said she was paying bills from prison, sending gifts, and holding it down with their daughter while still covering his responsibilities. All of that, all while being silent and loyal through the chaos. This wasn't just petty shots, it was pain, it was personal, and it was a woman watching the dream she sold to the world crumble in front of everybody's eyes.
Bad enough, you got my daughter's mom out here looking crazy because you refuse to tell people, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see. They'll see. I seen one of these. She was like, she said there was others. Who are they? I want to know. Do your own homework.
That black love fairy tale, Remy made it sound like it became a prison of its own. But just when you thought the drama had peaked, boom, Papoose jumped back in, and baby, he didn't just respond, he exploded. He got on IG Live with that kind of quiet rage you can feel, face tight, voice calm but sharp, and the first thing he said, she mentioned my daughter, so now I'm talking. Then he let it all out. Pap claimed Remy hadn't let him see their daughter in months, said she was playing games with custody and trying to make him look like a deadbeat dad. And just when it couldn't get any messier, he dropped the nuclear bomb. He said he walked in and caught Remy in bed with another woman while their daughter was in the house. Pap wasn't done throwing flames. He brought up the friend. Not just any friend, but a former inmate who had stayed under their roof more than once. And according to him, one late night he came home and caught the two of them in bed. The other woman dipped out fast, and Remy, she brushed it off, saying he misunderstood what he saw. But Pap made it real clear. This wasn't about judging who Remy liked. He said, "I don't care about that. I don't judge, but don't lie. Don't bash other people for their lifestyle if you're out here hiding your own truth." Then came the haymaker. He went straight for her legacy.
Because the person that I married in 2008, that's not who this is now. Now he's a wife. Listen, this is what I would like. Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll pay for it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to pay for it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support.
Yup, he said 90% of Remy's raps, he wrote them. From punchlines to flows, he claimed he was the ghost behind the bars. Said he never asked for credit because that was his wife, he just wanted to see her win. But now that she's out here clowning his pockets in public, he's snatching the pen back, and he even showed draft emails of lyrics and claimed he built her whole post-prison comeback story from scratch. Said he even gave up chunks of his own paychecks from love and hip-hop just so she could shine. And y'all, he still wasn't finished. Pap said she cheated on him with Easy the Block Captain, and when they went to therapy, she lied, told the therapist it was over. Then she ran right back to him. And Remy? She already admitted that part's true, but Pap kept stacking receipts. He claimed Remy was living a double life, staying out all night, keeping her location secret, and even renting an apartment 40 minutes away to hook up with whoever she wanted. Through all that, he said he stayed, for the sake of their daughter. And here's the twist that really had jaws on the floor. Pap said the betrayal wasn't just about cheating. He said she wasn't just over him, she was over men entirely. And in his words, the biggest heartbreak was thinking, if she really cared about our daughter, if Remy really cared, Pap said, she would have never carried on with her secret fling in the same house, especially not with their daughter just a room away. And that's not just cheating. That sounds like straight up emotional neglect, y'all. But now this is where things get real divided. Some fans are riding with Pap, saying he's just telling his truth. Others, they're calling him out for using words like bipolar and gay to tear Remy down. So is he heartbroken or just out for revenge? One thing's crystal clear, this ain't about love anymore, this is war, and both sides are dropping bombs. After all the shouting, crying, IG lives, ghostwriting allegations, and petty shots flying back and forth, someone finally did what should have been done from the jump, filed the paperwork. Yup, Papoose officially filed for divorce. And how did the world find out? Not from a lawyer, not even from TMZ. Nah, from Instagram stories. Because of course, hip-hop's messiest split had to be revealed like it was a Sunday brunch reservation.
Oh, everyone looks so much happier now. Girl, man, don't nobody fall in love faster than somebody with nowhere to stay. I literally told him, every time your current come up says my name or does something that I feel is trying to in any type of way, I'ma drag you. And I haven't even been dragging them. Bad enough, you got my daughter's mom out here looking crazy because you refuse to tell people.
Pap posted a screenshot of the divorce filing, a $325 receipt from the New Jersey Superior Court, along with a smug little caption. If it was that easy, why hasn't she done it? Hashtag #PUMPFAKING. Then he hit the world with a whole explanation. He said the only reason he hadn't filed earlier was because of their daughter. She still has to go to school and we need to act like adults. Divorce can be peaceful and private, that was my goal. But Pap wasn't done yet. He ended with another grenade. Actions speak louder than lies. You just called me yesterday trying to get back with me, and I said no.
This is a person who will sit in front of you. She will post that live, and she'll say later, I didn't do that. I wasn't on live. You'll be sitting there like, huh? She will say something to you, and 10 minutes later say, I never said that. Everybody, and I don't want to talk bad about her, man. That's something that I never wanted to do. That's why when this took place, when she first got caught cheating with the lame, I brought it to her attention.
Whew, that one line flipped the whole script. Now people started side-eyeing Remy's story. She said she filed last year and had just been waiting on his signature. But if Pap just submitted the paperwork, how could hers already be in the system? So what's the truth? Did Remy lie? Did her lawyer drop the ball? Or is Pap just playing the media game better than anyone else right now? Either way, this story's far from over. Once those court papers hit the timeline, the fans split like firewood. Team Pap claimed he was just trying to protect his daughter's privacy and only snapped after Remy dragged his name through the dirt. Meanwhile, Team Remy clapped back, saying Pap only filed for divorce because he saw Remy moving on and couldn't handle it. And guess who popped off the second that filing went public? Claressa Shields, of course. Sis wasted zero time hopping online and telling Remy, sign those papers, sis. Yeah, it got that bold. But even with the ink barely dry, neither side was ready to let go. Remy jumped back on social with fresh receipts, text messages showing Papoose hitting her up from Africa. He was still trying to spark casual convo, talking about the weather, sending her videos of their daughter like everything was still sweet. Then Remy aimed directly at Claressa on Instagram stories with a cold message. If you just turned 30 and allegedly just met someone 8 months ago, that man is 47, I've known him since you were 10. He has 4 biological kids and is now promising you a newborn while finally agreeing to divorce. Please refrain from speaking.
With this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female, so I can't do nothing to her.
Meanwhile, Pap wasn't holding back either. He got on live again, tossing out wild claims about Remy having lesbian threesomes in front of their child and doubling down on the ghostwriting drama. This ain't no divorce, it's a scorched earth tour. And caught right in the middle, a 6-year-old little girl who didn't ask for any of this. Let's be honest, Remy and Pap were never just a couple, they were a brand. The face of black love, the fairy tale, the blueprint. Every time Remy hit a red carpet, Pap was right there beside her, dapping her up like a proud manager, grinning like he'd found the one. He stood by her while she did 6 years behind bars, wrote her letters, gave her a skeleton key necklace to keep hope alive, helped raise her kids, and stayed faithful, allegedly, the whole time. For a whole generation that never saw loyalty like that, they looked like a miracle. But now, that miracle's crumbling under the pressure of pawn slips, betrayal, and trauma being spilled all over the internet for the whole world to see. And here's the real heartbreak. This isn't just a private breakup, this is a public war, and they're using every moment of their shared history as ammo. Pap's out here claiming he wrote Remy's biggest bars and that she's been hiding her truth about her sexuality for years. He says she kept him from seeing their daughter. Meanwhile, Remy's saying he couldn't even afford a divorce until she stepped in and offered to cover it. It's like watching a love song play in reverse. Every lyric that once sounded beautiful now hits like a dagger. And all that black love merch? Might as well toss it. Because whether they truly loved each other or not, they sold that love on reality TV, in interviews, on stage. They turned their relationship into a product. But now the packaging's ripped open and the world's asking for a refund. We've got a woman saying she carried it all on her back, alone. A man saying she owes him her whole legacy. And stuck in the middle, a little girl whose parents' entire downfall is stamped all over the internet for everyone to see. So now here's the real question. What happens when a relationship grows old, bitter, and public? When love becomes content and the lies aren't even covered anymore? They're marketed. Now I gotta ask you, do you believe Remy really had a fling with a woman while her daughter was in the next room? Or is Pap spinning the story to break her image? And if he really did ghostwrite her hottest verses, was he wrong for finally speaking up? Or did he have every right to set the record straight? And the biggest one of all, did black love ever really exist between them? Or was it just a shiny illusion from the jump? Let me know in the comments. Team Remy? Team Pap? Or Team Protect that baby girl? If you made it to the end of this wild ride, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe for more celebrity deep dives, and don't forget to turn on your notifications. I've got more real talk, more mess, and more truth coming your way every single time. Drop your thoughts below, then check out this next video.